As you can see from the agenda there, really, this is a new distributor induction orientation. And for those who've just joined us, I want to say a big welcome to the team, Superstars team. We believe in working for excellence. We desire to help you achieve your dreams, but you remain the pilot, the driver. So for us, we are your GPS to direct you, to guide you on the right direction and the right path. So from wherever you are logging in, I believe you have a notebook. The best thing you can never do for yourself in this business in your first few days, months, years is to learn the rules of the game so that you play to win, not to lose. Some of the things that I want us to look at, I assume that you all know me. That's why I didn't want to really spend time on introduction, but just in case you just joined, we've not met before. Dr. Kariuki Josephat, married to Pieros Cherotich, for those who know Pieros. And we've been in the business for 16 years. So I believe that from today's session, there's someone who is going to build a millionaire's business in less than the 2 years, 11 months that we used. And as per the agenda, some of the things that we'll be looking at are systematic business building. How do you build your business in a systematic way, not in a haphazard way? Now, on this being systematic, two things that I want you to take home by end of this session is how do you effectively do 3 in 30? That's a strategy we use to make sure that your business is constantly growing. The other thing that I want you to get right and run with is how do you do one-on-one presentations to go beyond the normal group trainings or presentations like the way we usually do in the big meetings, where you just invite your guests to the meeting and the leaders present and these people join you. Now you go an extra mile to present yourself to those individuals one on one at your home, after church, wherever you will be taking tea, and so on and so forth. The other thing is the second agenda will be business ownership. How do you take full charge of your business? Trainings, tracking your progress so that you're not asking your upline director, but you're able to track it yourself. Time commitment so that you are available for your own business, and being consistent in doing the basics. The last one that I will really want us to master, we are here to make money. And so stepping up is very important because the higher you go in our business, the more money you make. So that's another very important thing. And I don't think our business has anything beyond these items, only that you keep going deeper and deeper in these concepts. So let's move on. And if you care, you can always put your video on, but be sure that you are ready for that. I always imagine that just like we are usually set on for physical meetings, that's the same seriousness we should have for virtual meetings. So I'll be excited to see some faces. The first thing is our 10-80-10 strategy. You want to know what is this that we are calling 10-80-10 strategy. This basically refers to you apportion your business and time in these percentages. Some things in your business are more important than others. So you need to know what is so important and you put more time there. Now, the first one refers to 10%. 10% of your business should go to using products and sharing products. Anything to do with the products. You are buying products for your own use. You're buying products for selling. By the way, how do you get? Thank you those who are putting videos on. I'm feeling like I'm not alone. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, you've not put your names. So like now, Samsung SM, I wanted to appreciate you, but now I can only call you Samsung SM. Same to Technospark. If you are able to rename your gadgets, that will be awesome. Cheptai, at least I can see you. Very good. So we move on. I was saying that when you buy products for your own use, make sure you're following me keenly. When you buy products for your own use, you get points because you're buying in your number. When you buy products for customers, you get points. Not when you sell, but when you buy for the customers. Because even for your customers, you are buying in your own account. So it doesn't matter really whether you're buying for your own use or for your customer, you get those points. The company doesn't know you are buying to sell or to use. Now, this 10% is what we call 100 personal points minimum. If you are a person of excellence, please don't just go by a minimum. If you're a person of excellence, please don't go by minimum. 100 personal points every month is the minimum. If you can do 2,000 points, the better for your business. It means you're also making huge profits. So one of the secrets is replace other brands in your house. Cleaning stuff, bathing stuff, skincare. Throw away those other company stuff and use your own company. This is your company. This business you've started is your own. So you cannot go promoting other people when other businesses when you have your own business. Now, confidently share products with others. Remember, you cannot use so many products. You are limited as to how much you can use when it comes to products. But you can share with as many people as possible. So that's very important. Confidently share the products. When you use products, you get confidence to share with others. Now, allow me to skip the 80% first and go to 10%. 10%. Now, this other 10%, sorry, sorry for that. The other 10% is personal development, where you are working on yourself. Jim Rohn says work on yourself more or harder than you work on your business or your job. So these kind of trainings that you are doing right now, reading the right books, listening to the right YouTube stuff, and so on and so forth. But what I want to emphasize here most is training. Training. Please train very hard. Attend all our trainings as much as possible. We have physical trainings in different places, and we have virtual training every Tuesday. At any point, please feel free to ask questions on the chat. I know we have directors in the call. Pieros is also on the call, so we are able to interact also as I move on. Now, the other important ingredient, and you can see it here, is 80%. This 80% basically now refers to sponsoring. It is the main thing. The most important thing in your business is building a team so that you are not building the business alone. The way you joined You remember that process, how you were gotten and you joined the business? Get so many people out there to join your team. And this is where we talk about 3 in 30. Star simply means the people you're bringing, they have 100 points. So bring as many people with 100 personal points as possible. But ensure that you also train. If you bring in people who are not training, I guarantee you, you will have so many flowers. I mean, so many followers and zero leaders. The best business is where you become a leader and you build other leaders. Now, when it comes to sponsoring, doing the 3 in 30, this is what we mean. And this is very critical. Every month, make sure you do 3 in 30. Every month, make sure you do 3 in 30. That is sponsor 3 people minimum. If you can do 20, well and good. It's your business that is going to grow so rapidly. So this is you here, and you've brought Jane, Joe, and Mary, and they also have 100 personal points. So this kind of a structure gives you how many points in total? Just to see whether people are following me. That structure gives you how many points in total? Just to be interactive. That's not really a question. You don't need a calculator. Thank you, Daisy. At least Daisy is alive. Yes, Tekla, 2 days old. Thank you. Thank you, Priska. Thank you, Janet. Okay, now that's okay. So this is 400 points. Note this, every time you do 250 points and above with your team, you get a small bonus. 250 and above. So anything less than 250 any month, it means you don't qualify for a bonus. But then we'll look at how those percentages come into play as we move on. For now, I wanted you to note this first step. Step 1, like those who are 2 days old, Tekla and the others. As early as today, tomorrow, your third day, please try and put in 3 people so that you have done your step 1. Step 1, don't wait for many days. Hit it immediately. If you are aggressive enough, this is something you do in your first day, second day. So that is step 1. Let's go to step 2. But now, before we go to step 2, this is 400 points. If you got only one more person, or you did more points yourself, or any of these members did more points, so that those total points get to 500 points, then you will have moved from the first level called distributor to the second level called manager. 500 points, you will no longer be a distributor, you'll be a manager in 1 month. For you to step up, the points are for 1 month. So if you join this month of August, you already have 100 points. Get 3 people joining, that makes it 400 points. Get some points here and there to top up to the 500 points, and you have become a manager. However, many people become a manager even before they bring anyone, because if you bought some more products for your customers and potential customers, that is stock, some stock, and you get 500 points, even if you don't have any person in your team, then you are a manager still. 500 points. Now, step 2. Step 2 will be what we call duplication. Duplication. So that you have the 3 people you brought, they've brought their 3 people, and each one of them gets to manager. So when you duplicate yourself, you have the 3 becoming managers, or even more. If that happens, how many total points do you have according to this structure? All right. Yes, I can see those who are following me. Thank you so. And it's the same people, by the way. There are some people who are asleep. Uh-huh. Yes, 2,000 points. So, although we'll be mentioning these titles, please, you can go on noting down the titles. These 2,000 points, you've really moved very fast. Between manager or from manager, when your points in total gets to 1,000 points, you are called a senior manager. Manager 500 points. Senior manager 1,000 points with your team in a month. But when the points get to 2,000 points, like in this structure, then you become what we call executive manager. Executive manager. So this structure is for executive manager. So far I've shown you how you can move from distributor to even executive manager within your first month. Within your first month. Very important. But not that by this time, you also have done what? You are on 3 in 30. So you'll have a few more people here who have just joined with 100 points. And Jane has their own 3 people, Mary their own 3 people, Joe their own 3 people, and so on and so forth. So this is just a simplified version. You already expect step 3 to be further duplication. So in step 3, Jane, Mary, Joe will be executive managers like you. Look at that structure there. So Jane has 2,000 points. Mary has 2,000 points. And Joe has 2,000 points. Now that gives you more than 4,000 points. In fact, how many points are these? Okay, the center one I've put 2,500 because if you look at the previous one was 2,000, but then you've also sponsored a few others. So, but even if you worked with only 2,000 points, even yourself, that would be 8,000 points. 8,000 points. But you're saying anything more than 4,000 points, you become a director. So that is step 3, director, 4,000 points. So listen to this summary. Listen to this summary. For you to become a director, you can follow 2 steps. First, become an executive manager. Then the following month, become a director by doing 4,000 points. So do 2,000 points this month. Next month, do 4,000 points. You are a fully qualified director. So if you're in this call, you joined this month of August that has just started, and you do 2,000 points in August. Then in September, you do 4,000 points. You are a fully qualified director. Simple stuff. That tells you that all of us in this call, 59 minus the directors, you can be directors, if not this month, then next month. All right? Hope we are together up to this point. Now let's move on. We'll get deeper to that. Now, for you to be able to do one-on-one presentations, I've told you one-on-one basically means you go out there, meet a friend, and you sit down with them and present the opportunity to them in a simple manner so that they can join. For you to do that, the first thing you need to be careful to do is to watch your sponsor do 1 or 2 presentations. For example, I was with in Nairobi, I was with some people who joined yesterday in a meeting. That presentation was done to you and you joined. Now, you need to, of course, today they watched a presentation being done, watch the second time, but be very intentional to learn. So you're just not just watching, you are watching and noting down what follows what. So you are learning with the intention of doing the same, copy pasting the same, more or less. Once you have watched your sponsor do the presentation, you familiarize yourself with the presentation. If you have slides, okay. If not, just the steps that you'll be noting down, what follows what. You must not use word by word, but at least you already have a very good guide. So try to familiarize yourself, rehearse, and see if you are going to present to someone immediately after rehearsal. After you've practiced several times, before you go to present, think about the story, your own story that you are going to give the person you are presenting to, so that they can connect with you. So develop your identification, your story. For example, let me not give you the structure for the story right now because we are going to look at it in one of the slides. But it's simply basically why you joined the business, what you didn't like where you are, and how you see your future. Something like that. Because you're still young in the business, that's how you do it. But we'll look at it. And then you invite your guests a day before, whether for one-on-one or maybe there are two or three, but you're the one who is meeting them. Even if you are meeting two people, we still call it one-on-one because you are the one who is presenting to them directly as your friends. So encourage them to bring their spouses if it's possible, or even a friend or two. That fast tracks the growth. In case of any cancellation of the appointment for one-on-one, reschedule. Don't let it just fizzle away. Reschedule to another date. Now, remember that when you're doing your one-on-one presentation, the first impression may be the last. So please prepare well. It's not a big thing, but then you want to look prepared and you want to be smart and so on and so forth. So you start with your introduction. Of course, if you know each other, you don't have to start with the names. It's just catching up. But if you don't know each other very well, you just prospecting this person, you want first to tell them who you are, what you do for a living, how you got to know about New Life Business, and why you joined the business. That why is very important. That is what we were saying, what you didn't like where you are working. For example, I was a full-time lecturer in the university before this business. So I will tell my prospect, you see, before this business, I was a full-time lecturer in the university. I loved my job, but there are a few things that I didn't really like. Number one is the limited income. After working so hard, I discovered that my income was always getting finished before the month could get finished. I really wanted to change that. That is one thing that I didn't like, and that's why I joined this business. Or I discovered I was too busy at my place of work that I didn't have time even for my family or even myself, and I needed time freedom. I see that happening in this business. That's another reason, or that's another thing that you didn't like about where you are working, and so on and so forth. The other thing is, when you're doing the one-on-one, you need to have some small part of the products. If you can be able to even just mention the ranges, maybe one or two products there, but don't waste a lot of time on that. That's just 5 minutes or 10 minutes. You can do a demo, especially if you have some home care products. Very swiftly, there are some very powerful demos that you can use to show. Like today in Nairobi, we were doing demo for skincare. That's a bit complex, yet it's very simple. But compared with the home care products, home care products are so easy to do within few seconds. Then you share your product testimonial. If you don't have your own product testimonial, you can share for someone else. that maybe you have helped with the products or you had in your meeting that got helped with the products. And then now you share the business part, how you use these products to generate residual income. And of course, share your own success story or success stories of others. This is where, friends, you must always have the lifestyle magazine in your kit. All of us, those who have joined, you have in your kit lifestyle magazine. It has many success stories. Use them. Use your upline success story even if they are not in the magazine, and so on and so forth. So your own story or your sponsors or your upline story. When you are sharing health part, the most powerful way of doing it is showing the way our cells are unhealthy because of our bad eating habits. You remember the triangle, wellness triangle against the unhealthy triangle. So that is very powerful. The unhealthy cell that doesn't allow nutrients to go in and waste to get out because the cell membrane is hard and not permeable. And then how our healthy cell should look like. Permeable and soft membrane to allow nutrients to come in and waste to get out. This is the easiest presentation for the health bit. Once you've done this, you just now tell them how this can be achieved. And that is where you introduce the number one Neolife product called TreeNN. Show them how TreeNN, because it has lipins and sterols, is going to feed the cell so that the cell membrane is soft and permeable and nutrients will be able to go in and waste will get out. So TreeNN, of course, you tell them the benefits. Efficient utilization of nutrients, you get a lot of energy, vitality regardless of your age, and cellular health support. So once you've done that, the other products, ladies and gentlemen, just mention them in passing, don't go into depth, because by now they have seen that these products are very high quality, but tell them about the scientific advisory board so that they can appreciate the scientific rigor that these products go through. Also, it's important to mention about the company history, when it started, all those years, the countries we are in existence, so that they can see it's a very grounded company. That helps. Now, when it comes to the business part, remember this is a one-on-one. It should not be 20, 30 minutes, shorter than that. So here you're just showing them how to get started, how to connect directly with the Neolife International without the middleman, amount to pay. If you're not in Kenya, then you know the amount in your country. Then what you get when you pay the 17,880, so that they can appreciate that really they are not paying anything, they are getting full value of their money. That's very important. Then now from there, tell them the daily success habits, use the product, share the opportunity, and train. Those 3 success habits. You are done with the presentation. The next very obvious thing is now to ask them to join, to pay the amount. Ask for decision. You didn't present so that they can just be excited to go home with a new testimony that the Lord has done it for them. No, if they have not joined, then they've not achieved anything. Nothing will change. So ask for a decision. If they say yes, fill the forms, let them pay through PayPal number or whichever way, and they have started. If your guest answers you with a question or they have an objection, clarify what they want to be clarified. If they want to think over it, try to find out what have they not understood. If someone tells you, let me go and think, they are telling you there is something they have not understood. So ask them a question. What can I do? Where can I clarify further to help you make the decision? Because going to think about it will not help them make decision. You clarifying what they need to be clarified is what will help them make the decision. And if they say no, please don't be mad. It's okay. No means next opportunity. No, next opportunity. Let them remain your friends. Things will change, they will look for you. I can tell you for a fact. So accept it graciously. In fact, they have given you their time. It's okay. Appreciate them. And when they see that you appreciate them, they will rethink. They will think twice. Appreciate them. Tell them you have appreciated their time. And if they change their mind, you are there for them. So that's how you try and get the decision. All in all, always ask them, do you know 5 friends who would be interested in earning some additional income? You are getting referrals, whether they have joined or not. If they have joined, these 5 people, if they come, they'll join under them. You are supporting them. If they don't join and they give you referrals, then it means you are getting other people you did not have accessed. All right. If a prospect says yes, please remember to take them through the process of registration, filling in the form, helping them to do their first order and make a sale, and so on and so forth. And help them to start with developing the list of names, because now once they have joined, the next big thing is to sponsor as many people as possible. It's good to do follow-up. Within 48 hours, assist your new distributor to start inviting people. And that is when you do the business launch. That's what we are calling follow-up. Don't allow your people to just join and you leave them. We've talked of helping them to develop a list of names, people whom they would love to invite to meetings. And then from that, you help them to sponsor at least how many? 3. Remember, we called that what? What did we call that? Sponsoring of 3 people? Which term did we use? New members. Again, to see who is following me keenly. Which term did we use? What do we call that when you sponsor 3 people in a month? We called it what? Let me see. Thank you, Daisy. 3 in 30. Miriam, 3 in 30. Obare, 3 in 30. Thank you so much. So that is now what you do. You help them to also sponsor 3 people. Let them make profit. Let them make a sale, and so on and so forth. I told you of your story. Your story should just be like under 2 minutes. Your background, your name and where you live and what you do for a living. Then what you didn't like. This one, you are vulnerable. You are showing them that you're also a human being, that what they are going through, most likely you also went through. What did you not like about your health, job, or finances? How did you feel? I hope that one we've gotten. It's the most powerful way of connecting with people out there so that they can join. The idea is you want them to say, oh, so you used to struggle to pay rent just like myself. So you are struggling to pay school fees just like myself. So now they connect with you and they open up for you to really now guide them on the solution you have found. So be vulnerable by telling them what you didn't like. Never stop it at that point. You must tell them what you found, the solution. The solution. How Neolife is a solution to the challenge that you had. Even if you've not overcome the challenge, listen, even if you have not overcome that challenge, as long as you've identified in your life as the vehicle to help you overcome the challenge, please share with them that Neolife is what you found to be the surest vehicle to change your life. Finally, tell them about the future. Because when you have not achieved anything, then your future remains very bright. Tell them that your future looks very bright, but be specific. Don't just say that bracket, my future looks very bright. I have heard people say that, or like everybody just saying, my future looks so bright, I need specs. Because it's so bright, I cannot see it with naked eyes. Instead of saying that, be more specific. I see myself retiring early. I see myself traveling around the world. I see myself being financially free. I see myself driving my Land Cruiser in the next 1.5 years. I see myself building a huge mansionette. That is the brightness that we are talking about. So you are specific. Is training mandatory? Now remember we talked about commitment, owning your business. Is training mandatory? What would be your answer to this? When you join this business, what do you think about training? Is it mandatory? This is your own business. You're not an employee. So is training mandatory? What would be your response to this? What do you feel? Daisy, yes, it is. Hmm. I would love to hear why. Daisy, why? Janet, yes, it is. Why? When do you think training is mandatory? Remember, we are not saying is necessary, is recommended. We are saying it's necessary. Training is the backbone of this business. Yes. I would love to also hear others. Why do you think training is mandatory? Yes, it is necessary. It's actually Samuel, it's beyond necessary. Penina, it's beyond being necessary. It is mandatory. And we are saying that when you train, when you train, you are able to perform. But when you don't train, you can't perform. You'll just be desiring to make money, but you won't make money because you've not mastered how to make money. You understand the products. Like today, surely, those who are in Nairobi, the demonstration that we did for skincare, how you remove the dead skin and impurities, how you tone your skin, how you moisturize, how you know, and I have seen one of the people who are doing the demo here, Aruda. Surely, with that kind of a training, you just have to get so many products. Because you, first of all, you marvel at how powerful these products are. Then it's easy to now address challenges because you grow. Remember, problems will be small if you are big, and problems will be big if you are small. Small meaning you are not training. Gain leadership skills for your team's sake. If you don't train, what will you ever tell your team? How will you grow your team if you're not growing yourself? So that's why training is a must. It's mandatory. Unless you don't desire to have a team, unless you are not dreaming of having a team. And you gain prospecting tools and therefore sponsoring skills. Remember, best students become best teachers. So train hard and you'll be able to be a very good trainer also. Also presentations, you want to be very effective in doing the presentations. Fortunately, we have both physical trainings and virtual trainings. Like yesterday, we had the training Tuesday, 8 p.m. with our 3 Diamond director from South Africa. Very important. Every Saturday, 8 p.m., you invite guests. Please make sure you screenshot that. This is critically important. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m., don't wait for a reminder. We are here for our virtual training. Every Saturday, 8 p.m., we have the guests. You invite guests. It is important to attend meetings and events. When you hear we have team events or company events and we are selling that event, please make sure you attend. Now, your path to the top. This is why we joined this business. We want to go to president team. How many of us are committed to becoming presidents in this business? I didn't ask how many are interested. I asked how many people on the chat down there, how many people are committed to becoming presidents in this business. Yes, Daisy. Hey, Daisy, you're very active. I love this. Janet, very active today. I love this. Lillian, great. Terry, great. Gaira, Veronica, great. Veronica, I'm sure you wanted to say, I am committed. Okay, Cheptai, Excellent. Everybody very committed. I would love to, Dr. Patrick. Thank you so much. Now, let me show you the path to becoming a president. It just, oh, sorry, I moved steps ahead. So it just starts with the distributor. When you just start the business, you're called what? Distributor. Then, follow me. Let me see whether you remember this. 500 points, you become a manager. 1,000 points, you become a senior manager. 2,000 points, you become an executive manager. 4,000 points, you become a director. That's the far we went before in the previous slides. Director. Now, every other month you do 4,000 points, you will say you are qualifying at your director step. If you are consistent at 4,000 points for 3 consecutive months, you become Emerald Director. 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. You become an Emerald Director. You produce 1 director, you become a wound team. 2, 3 directors, you're still a wound team. 4 directors, 5. But when you have 6 directors, you become a president. So the thing is, 3 in 30. Then out of the people you have brought, get those who are very committed to build the business and help them to also continue doing 3 in 30 and their downlines 3 in 30. And so you become a director and then 6 of them become directors and that's how you become a president. Are the points cumulative? If you want to see how your points are accumulating, then you can see that in your back office. But the points you have in 1 month, you'll be paid from those points that month. The question would be, next month, will you still be paid from the points that were used to pay you last month? Meaning you are paid twice from the same points? The answer is no. Number 2, these steps, we are considering the points you have in 1 specific month. What that simply means is, if you are building a team, you'll be able to get more points this month than you had last month because your team is bigger. The following month, you'll get more points than last month because your team is bigger. But if you don't follow my advice of sponsoring, that being the 80%, remember slide 1, 80% should be sponsoring. So that because points cannot be accumulated between 2, 3, 4 months for you to be recognized at a step, then you are able to get those points so easily, I dare say so easily, if your team is growing. And by the way, growth starts in your mind. If you see yourself bringing people in the business, building a team, then it will happen. If you see yourself not being able to do it, again, you are right. So that's the path to the top. But note this, you must always have 100 points every month. If you don't have 100 points in a month, then you are not participating in the compensation plan. You are not growing through the ranks. So if you have 100 points and the team gives you the other 400 points, then that becomes 500 points and you are called a manager. That is the first step there. And you are paid at 5% sales volume bonus. In another session, we'll be going deeper into these percentages and the payments. But without 100 points, forget about everything. That's how important the 100 personal, the ones you get when you buy products in your own name or whether for your own use or for your customer. Now, if you as a manager now, you've stepped up to manager. If you get 1,000 points with your team, you can organize it in any way. Maybe you have 100 points, the team gives you 900, that's 1,000 points. If you have 250, the others give you 750, that's 1,000. Doesn't matter the composition. But the more people you have in your team, the easier it becomes. With 1,000 points, you're a senior manager, you are paid at a higher percentage, 10%. Now, when you have 2,000 points, as we said, you become an executive manager. You are paid at a higher percentage, 15%. Note that this month, those who are in Kenya, when you become a new executive manager this month, that I know so many people are going to become. In fact, there are some people who have called me and they have told me by mid of this month I will be an executive manager, brand new executive manager, because all the brand new executive managers, we are treating them at the famous Ole Sereni Mara for dinner or lunch. We are going to conclude on which is which, but in a 5-star hotel, the best hotel that you will ever find in Nairobi. And you're being paid at 15%. If you step up to director, that is 4,000 points. Again, you'll be with us at Ole Sereni Mara if you do this month. And you are paid at the highest percentage, 25%. Nowadays, the company earns you 8,500 Kenya shillings. You can convert into your currency by just stepping up to director. So you can see the summary there. You can screenshot. This is very important. If you are able, you can screenshot. It's also there on your compensation plan. Very, very important. So remember, you are paid according to your points. It's your points with your team that pays you. These are the points. These are the percentages multiplied by what we call sales. I mean, your bonus volume, the volume of your organization. Takeaways. What you must never forget. Number one is that every month, if you're a business builder, every month, and if possible, be doing this in your first 1, 2, 3 days of the month. Every month, have your 100 personal points. Number two, understand how to take your next step. If you are a distributor, how do you become a manager? I've explained very well. How do you become a senior manager? How do you become an executive manager? You don't have to think about beyond director if you are not yet a director. Always qualify in title to maximize your income. If you're an existing senior manager, don't ever do less than 1,000 points because a senior manager requires 1,000 points so that you are paid at that percentage. If you are, say, an executive manager, 2,000 points. Even before you become a director, never do less than 2,000 points. That is what we call qualifying in your title. Professional tip. Use the products personally and build a solid customer base so that you have many personal points. PPV means personal points. Sponsor other distributors in your team who do the same as you have done in tip 1. That gives you the total points in your organization. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been my pleasure to take you through that deep session that guides you on how to gain momentum from the one goal. Thank you so much for being great students. I wish you the very best this month. Remember, it is not about learning, it is about using what you've learned. In this call, I know there are people as young as you are in the business who are going to step up to manager in the next 1, 2, 3 days, senior managers in a week's time, executive manager in 2 weeks' time or so, director by end of the month, and so on and so forth. I want to wish you the very best. May the Lord bless you abundantly. Congratulations for being part of this International Superstars team, because we are not leaving any stones unturned. As new distributors, don't wait for tomorrow. Hit it running today. Do it this month and see there is no other month. And you'll have set a huge momentum, a very high momentum, that your business will keep on growing and growing and growing. 3 in 30 every month, 100 personal points every month. Thank you. God bless you and see you at the top. Bye-bye.